All right, y'all. Welcome to the lab.
We back in the lab again.
We're back in the lab.
Yes.
So this is the place we get to share ideas, content of life experiences, and all the different things that allow us to make the course corrections in life, and what those magical ingredients were to get there.
Yep. So overcoming fatigue, right? Mental fatigue, physical fatigue. Mental fatigue is in my opinion, mental fatigue hits a lot harder than physical fatigue. We're tired, right? Physically, we don't want to get out of bed. I get that. But the mental fatigue, I think, is harder to overcome. But yeah, brother. So if you want to kick it off, man, I know.
Okay, this is a very simple one for me. This is an epiphany that I had one day. A mental vacation is the most expensive kind. So in the business that I do in real estate and mortgage banking, a lot of times you have to really drive yourself regularly. You have to get up, go prospect, and wash, rinse, repeat on a regular occasion, regardless of what the market conditions are doing. So in my sales meetings, I used to use a lot of analogies. One of the analogies I used to talk about was the salmon, right? So salmon, think about the life of a salmon. That's a hard-ass life. Swimming upstream, nonstop, battling other salmon, just so you can procreate, just so you can spawn, right? That's the life cycle of a salmon. It's not like it's like, oh, this is an easy life, or you know, I'm getting hunted in the woods. It's like you need to power through nonstop in inches of water, mind you, right? Do you think he's stopping and thinking about fatigue? No, because what happens if the salmon stop swimming?
They go backwards.
Yeah. Right? So I used to use that term. I used to think of that as my analogy for the business. Yeah. Right? The same with the bird flying. If a bird doesn't flap its wings, what does it do?
It goes down.
Yeah. So is it the physical tired or is it the mental tired? Yeah. And like David Goggins says, you know, when you get to about 40% from that point on, it's not your body's not tired, it's your mental tired.
Yeah. Right? True. Yeah.
So where does that relate in life? When, especially if you're in a sales position and you get tired of that constant prospecting, right? All those types of things, you take a mental vacation is really what you're doing. You're physically not tired of doing this. You're physically not tired of talking. You're mentally tired. So when you take that mental vacation, it's the most expensive kind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Now, a lot of people will fake it. They'll just continue to just put one foot in front of the other. My 2 cents. This is just something I learned.
Yeah.
People used to laugh at me. Like I had my clock on my desk for 2-hour bursts. Literally, I'd take 2 hours, and I would get up and I would take a 15-minute break, and they would laugh. I actually had my partner today. She laughed, and I'm like, OSHA break. And she's like, OSHA break. I'm like, OSHA break. Every 2 hours, I get out of my desk, go walk, get myself a cup of coffee, tea, just break it.
Yeah.
You know, get up, walk to the car, do whatever, right? Go get a sandwich, come back, and then back out another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right. So taking that little mental break was really, really good. One of my other guys used to actually go into his car and do like a 15-minute power nap.
I like those.
Right. And the guy was an animal on the phone.
Yeah.
He was an animal. So I would watch these patterns of all my salespeople as they would continue to go throughout the day, of those that would come in at 6 o'clock in the morning and they would power the whole way through till about 3 o'clock. And then you can tell just in their mannerisms how they were fatigued.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, if you approach things in life, there's different ways to look at it. You can look at it as a sprint, or you can look at it as a marathon.
Yep.
Now, a marathon runner is not going full blown all out all day.
Right.
They're taking that sprint increments.
Yeah.
Sprint, stop, sprint, stop, sprint, stop.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I love using my analogies. Let's compare an airplane and a rocket ship. Okay. Many business owners, this is very important. If you look at an airplane, and I was going to tell you, I need you to travel around the world. The airplane's going to take off and land constantly, over and over and over.
Yeah.
How much fuel do you think it's going to burn?
Like numbers wise, or just
Yeah,
minimum?
probably a lot. I mean, how many times are you going to have to stop and refuel?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
But if you're a rocket ship and you expense all that energy in one shot,
Yeah.
once you get into orbit, now you stay there in perpetuum.
Yeah.
So sometimes for certain things, it's better to try to really grind it as hard as you can. Just go for it and get yourself into orbit, because then once you're there, it's easier to sustain yourself there than to take marginal levels of effort.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Yeah.
So how about yourself?
It's a good analogy. Yeah. So mental fatigue, I've noticed, is that the hardest part for not only myself in the past, but for other people that I spoke to, is taking that first step. That first step, getting out the door, that first step, getting out of bed. When they want to start making that lifestyle change, what tends to happen is they have the motivation to go to the gym. They have the motivation to go eat right. They have the motivation to go buy new clothes. But the hardest part is getting out of bed and saying, okay, let's now go. And it's easier to stay in bed and be comfortable. So here's what happens. You talk yourself out of getting out of bed so much that at the end of the day, you end up beating yourself up so much because you wish you would have done it, that the mental fatigue turns into depression.
Yeah.
Now we're going deeper because you realize, dang, if I only would have got up this morning.
Yeah.
If I only would have ate right. Now my day started off so poor, so bad because I didn't get up. And you start to beat yourself up over and over and over and over. And you get so tired of it that it leads into a deeper hole.
Well, what's the definition of insanity? What needs to change? When does that change need to occur?